Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. We are recording this video right after the C9 versus Evil Geniuses game in the lock-in tournament just got over with. If you haven't seen already, spoiler alert, Cloud9 kind of got stomped by Evil Geniuses. A lot of people are memeing Cloud9 right now because Perkz came over, was talking a bunch of trash about how he wasn't going to die, how Cloud9 is going to be so good, how he's going to stomp all over NA. Fudge was, talking so much trash about just how good he was going to do, how NA players are brainless, how NA tops are trash. And it kind of blew up in their face. Perkz started out the game hot, getting first blood, but then pretty much after that, things went straight downhill for C9. Again, it's the first day of a preseason tournament. It's not too much to read into it. I definitely think a lot of this game was Perkz kind of limit testing with his new roster. He was playing Yone with Ignite. He was being very, very aggressive. And if there's two ways to lose a game, Cloud9 of just going balls to the wall, trying to make plays, limit testing, and how TSM lost, where Cloud9 got like 15 kills or something in this game and was just constantly fighting, trying to make plays, and they just didn't always work, where TSM just kind of rolled over, died, and literally never tried to make a play the whole game. I would much rather have Cloud9's loss and say if they're going to be getting better over the course of the season with a style like that. But yeah, in this video today, I just want to talk all about what we know so far, but also this interview clip that Travis Gafford posted from an interview with Jensen, which I want to play for you guys really, really quick.
We practiced against C9 a bit, and I actually thought beforehand that it would perhaps be a downgrade for them in terms of roster, just because of, I think, how they played before. I think Niski really enabled that team very well, and I don't think Perkz can replicate the same thing as Niski did. So right now, I think they actually downgraded the roster, and we'll have to see throughout this tournament if they can prove me wrong. But just so far from like practicing against them, I don't think they're going to be as good as people think they are.
So a couple big things out of that is obviously Jensen, beforehand, before we saw this lock-in tournament, saying that he believes the Cloud9 roster from last year was a downgrade. And yes, that might be a shock to some people because, again, Perkz, coming over maybe the second best Western player of all time, coming over to Cloud9 should make them an amazing team. But again, this is the same people that was saying Cloud9 in the spring was the most dominant and the best League of Legends roster that NA has ever seen. So, automatically being able to say that this is a clear upgrade over that team is kind of weird to me, a little bit crazy. I think Cloud9 fans were going a little bit crazy, getting a little bit too hyped up. They have Fudge, who is completely unexperienced, Blabber in the bot lane, who really fell off a cliff towards the end of the summer split, and Perkz, who hasn't played mid lane in 3 out of the last 4 splits. Now, again, I do think in the long run, everything's going to work out. I think Cloud9 is going to be the second best team in the LCS, but I think at this point, you can't really say that they're better than Team Liquid. Team Liquid came out, looked great. Yes, they played TLG and Cloud9 played Evil Geniuses, but, TL looked amazing and Cloud9 just didn't. I do think that Cloud9 is going to take a ton of time to kind of mesh and get all the pieces together because they do have so many moving parts, but Cloud9 fans expecting C9 to come rolling out of the gate just because they picked up Perkz, that was crazy. C9 had problems in Summer Split last year, and they're bringing back 3 of those same players that contributed to some of those issues. They possibly downgraded in the top lane, and even if they upgrade in the mid lane, just like Jensen's saying, it is a completely different style. Going from Niski to Perkz is a different type of mid laner, a different style, and it's going to take some time for them to adjust to it. It's not just, oh, we got a massive upgrade in the mid lane. It's, wow, we have to learn how to play a new style now, because Niski was very facilitative and maybe, backed up Blabber on all the plays he was trying to make and stuff, and wanted Blabber to create leads and carry games and stuff, whereas Perkz is trying to carry the game himself and wants Blabber to kind of help him set up the plays and be facilitating around himself, where maybe Perkz, I would assume, is going to be more of kind of the dominant voice, where I assume last year Blabber was more of the dominant voice in the mid-jung duo, as far as, just affecting how things were going to go. And that's going to be different for Blabber, that's going to be different for Perkz, it's going to be different for all of Cloud9. Sven and Vulcan, they were great in spring, they were good in summer, but they were not great towards the end of summer into the summer playoffs. So there's some legit questions. Also, Jensen says that obviously they've been scrimming, they've been practicing against them, and he said, the big quote is that C9 is probably not going to be as good as people think they are going to be. And then, is it just coincidence that they come out and just get shellacked by Evil Geniuses, who some people have as maybe the 4th best team in NA, maybe 3rd, but some people have them like 6th or 7th. I don't know. It's not a great start for Cloud9. Again, just the first game. We're going to see how the rest of the weekend goes. We're going to see how the rest of the tournament goes, and then how the spring split even goes. There's still so many games to be played and all that stuff. And there were some good things for Cloud9 for sure. Obviously, Perkz came out, being his usual self, gets first blood, playing super aggressive pick, aggressive play style, and that's just what comes with the territory. He plays a very volatile play style. He plays very in your face, very aggressive, very limit testy. And yeah, I mean, that's just, it is what it is. But it was just funny, obviously, him coming out, talking about how he's not going to die and all that stuff. I mean, there's just so many memes right now. You know, hello, Jack, Carlos here, no refunds. So much going on. A ton of people are obviously talking about Perkz' tweet where he talked that he wasn't going to die at all in this tournament, and that was absolutely hilarious, and he's getting memed, but he can definitely handle it. He can definitely take it. He knew what he was doing when he tweeted, and if anything, he's making the LCS more exciting. He's getting people hyped up and getting the fans going, you know, even if it's to flame him or talk crap about him or C9 or whatever. But yeah, I mean, Evil Geniuses looked maybe better than a lot of people were expecting. I know Jizuke had a solid game. He looked good. Definitely looked really, really good. A lot of people were impressed with impact coming out of this game. But Svenskeren and Ignar looked good too. I mean, it was really just kind of an all-around dominating performance for Evil Geniuses. And I said this with TSM. I'm going to say with Cloud9. It's nothing to get too alarmed about. It's nothing to get too kind of riled up about. Because again, Cloud9 has a ton of moving pieces, a ton of new stuff going on. It's going to take time for Fudge to develop and come into his own. It's going to take time for Perkz to start fitting in with the rest of the team, and the rest of the team to be fitting into Perkz' new playstyle and everything. So there's no need to panic yet, no craziness yet, but I did think that this interview from Jensen was really, really interesting, that he was saying, you know, before any of this happened, that, you know, C9 might be downgrading a little bit, and I never went as far to say that I thought Cloud9 was going to be worse, but I was just saying we need to temper our expectations a little bit, because yes, there is a lot going on, and man, Fudge is just a big question mark, and he did not look great in the game today. You know, he's playing Ornn into Renekton, which obviously is going to be a little bit rough early on. Renekton's probably going to be able to bully. He's going to get a CS lead. Also, the jungle pressure around the top lane was nice as well. Svenskeren did kind of just push Fudge back behind his tier 1 tower very, very early on. And it was a long game. You know, C9 didn't roll over. They fought back. They made Evil Geniuses earn the victory. But, I mean, by the end of the game, Evil Geniuses had like a 12k gold lead or something crazy like that. I mean, Perkz died like, what, 8 minutes into the game. So his tweet about, you know, going deathless was already over. He made some aggressive plays. He got some kills onto like Jizuke. He made some big plays, but he had some pretty bad plays too on the Yone where he just went really, really aggressive and just kind of, he paid for it. And that's how this is going to go. You know, Cloud9 is going to take some games. They're going to take some time to kind of find the sweet spot of how aggressive can they be, when can they make plays, when can't they, what comps are going to fit their team, what champions are going to fit their playstyle and all that. And that's just going to take time to do, and that is really understandable. And again, I know everyone's going to be overreacting. Everyone's memeing so much. Twitter has been so fun to just follow during this tournament so far, because everyone, it seems like, is coming out full force with their hot takes and just all that. But yes, I mean, Travis Gafford did tweet this out, obviously saying he doesn't usually like to, I believe he said he doesn't usually like to tweet out his interviews early. I don't normally share early clips of the interviews, but this felt too relevant to wait full interview early next week. So I'm excited to see what this full interview is, but I am glad that Travis put this out. And again, just like he said, this was the perfect time to put this out. And yeah, in the long run, I think C9 is going to be okay. And Team Liquid, they put out their power rankings yesterday, and they had Cloud9 as the second best team still. But I think what Jensen means is that Cloud9 is still going to be good. They're still probably going to be the second best team in the LCS. But again, there's people saying that they're better than Team Liquid. There's people saying that they're clearly better than Team Liquid. And it's like, okay, calm down a little bit. Cloud9 has some crazy fans. I know. They're so passionate. I went to the spring finals, TSM against Team Liquid, like the series where Sven got caught out as Ezreal. And that was TSM against Team Liquid. There was so many people with Cloud9 jerseys. It's like the Cloud9 fan base is insane. They always show out. They always support. They're always hyping their team up. But, you know, just like TSM fans get a little crazy sometimes and need a reality check, Cloud9 fans need a reality check too. It's just funny. You know, at the beginning of the day, everybody's memeing TSM. But I think, personally, 100 Thieves is a better team than Evil Geniuses, so I am not as concerned about a loss to 100 Thieves, where they're bringing back 4 out of 5 of their members, and they should be off to a hot start at the beginning of the season, as I am to Evil Geniuses, where, you know, this team had a lot of moving parts. They're actually not bringing back a lot of the players from last season, and the Evil Geniuses roster, in my opinion, is not as talented as the 100 Thieves roster. And then, you know, people are saying Cloud9 is better than TSM, so, you know, it's... These are best of ones in a preseason tournament. It's going to be volatile. Things are going to go crazy. But I love that Perkz and Fudge, you know, they're talking trash. They're getting flamed back. Hopefully they can take it. Hopefully they're going to be fine. But, you know, Jensen's taking some shots too. The LCS is as fun and exciting as ever. And, you know, I'm totally here for it. And I hope you guys are too. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. do you think Cloud9, you know, is a little overrated? Do you think this was just one game and Cloud9's still going to be the best team in the LCS? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. You know, now that we're actually getting to see the teams on the Rift a little bit, do you think it's time to panic, or do you think everything's going to be okay? Subscribe to stay up to date on the latest content. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.